If there are two things NASCAR is known for, it's Daytona and crashes. Here are all the big ones from 2012 to now at Daytona. Enjoy.
And Carl Edwards, 3-4. Trouble already. The wall. Slams to the outside. It's five-time champion Jim Johnson. He collects Danica Patrick and the 34 of David Reagan.
Trevor Bayne, the 21 car, a winner from last year.
The 78 of Regan Smith.
Ooh, just got a little tap in the back end.
I believe that might have been Elliott Sadler, 33.
Elliott Sadler gave him just a little tap. Right here's what I was talking about. Watch Danica. Right there, she gets some damage, but then watch her go down. Jimmy's car's total, but watch her right here. Right between those two cars.
13 laps to go.
Oh, trouble, big trouble, big trouble.
Mid-pack. Sliding and spinning into the infield, McMurray. And sliding up the racetrack, one car going to coast to the bottom. That's Eric Almirola. Regan Smith was in it, and Casey Kane.
Got a little wobble.
I believe he blew a left rear tire. That thing started wiggling around, and as he came into the tri-oval, it spun out, and when it came to a stop, you can see the left rear tire is completely torn apart. So I think he had a cut tire, and the thing just got away from him.
Yeah, he was wobbling through the tri-oval there, and finally went around with him.
Ambrose doing a nice job hanging at the front.
Hey guys, I think you may see some drivers stretch it a little further on this run right here. Even though we're within the fuel window, I think
we got trouble, Larry. Coming through the tri-oval. A number of cars involved. Still spinning. Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon on the grass, Regan Smith, Michael Waltrip back up through the groove, and there's Bill Elliott as well.
Yeah, and Jeff Gordon and those guys were up in the 4th, 5th, and 6th positions. So this thing, obviously, it may have started back a little bit, but it carried its way all the way to the front. See, the 24 car is 3rd in line right here, but you see him slowing down to come in pit road. Now he slows down.
Yeah, Johnson got tagged.
Is it Martin Truex Jr. maybe?
I couldn't tell, but he got tagged early though. I mean,
look at the 24 right here. The 24 is coming down pit road and gets wrecked. They run into him from the.
He needed right there.
This is going to be. This
they're stacking up. They're stacking up.
Through turns 3 and 4
here we go.
The final time. Big crash behind the race leader, Tony Stewart. That's going to allow Smoke to pull away. What's going to happen behind him? Can Burton get there? No, he can't. Tony Stewart wins it at Daytona.
Great finish.
From 42nd to the win.
And then as we get down in here, these guys are right on him. 17 wants to go up. He goes up. The 16's right there. He just. It looked like Matt comes down and gets into the 16 and knocks him down.
Is going to crash big.
Crash out of turn number 4. A multi-car pileup. Eric Almirola, his car all torn up. That is Michael Waltrip, who will not win his 3rd Daytona 500. David Gilliland's car is crashed. Almirola's gone straight to the garage with his number 43 in the 43.
It looked like the 33 car of Brian Scott. Something. Watch Danica right there. Man, that was a lick.
That's because he's been in the back of the pack on purpose. Adam, crash on the track.
Just talking about got airborne. A.J. Allmendinger, Jeff Gordon, David Ruderman, Matt Kenseth all involved.
The 11 car's in there too. You know, we're just talking about how he had just come back, and they just keep beating this guy down, man. You see Denny down on the inside right there. That thing just turns right.
Yeah.
It's like something
strange.
That was really strange.
Wow. Kenseth did a great job not running into the door of the 11, but then the 51, you know, just nowhere to go.
But, you know, for Hamlin, he goes nose first into the wall. Very similar to how he hit the wall in California.
Toyota drivers, remember, they were some of the
trouble,
first.
turn one, guys.
One car down, spinning. Trevor Bayne up to the wall, collects another. That is Carl Edwards. The 5th wreck that Edwards has been involved in this spring. The 34 of David Reagan involved, and that's the 35 of Riverside, California's Josh Wise.
This was the 2 car I saw going, looked like he was down on the apron sideways. Ooh, looked like possibly.
But it looked like they started accordioning up in front of Brad Keselowski.
Very similar to what we saw at the start of the race, Larry. Just somebody slowed up a little bit and it caused that accordion effect.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in 17, he just basically...
Oh, here we go. Trouble. That's Casey Kane. It goes sideways. Joey Logano nowhere to go.
Half the field is gone.
The big one at Daytona has happened at lap 97.
That is the huge one at Daytona.
Justin Allgaier.
Oh, the
Denny
18
Hamlin,
gets on its roof.
and Kyle Busch rolls upside down.
Wow. Got into the 5 a little bit too hard and just turned him. And man, what talk about getting piled up.
Watch the 3 car when we get another replay of Austin Dillon come shooting up through the middle and trying to avoid the accident.
26 of Cole Witt.
Finish line. That's Busch in the outside lane, not making a move.
Oh,
Trouble behind him.
Danica.
Danica and others. Jimmy Johnson gets the win at Daytona.
Yeah, she got turned right there.
Big cluster coming off turn number 4. Smoke,
Oh, man.
trouble, way in the back, but here come the leaders.
The question is, are they going to throw the yellow or are they going to let them race back? Start off from the back straightaway over here. Let's see what happens.
4 wide.
Uh-oh.
And Austin Dillon tips Jeff Gordon.
Yep.
And it's on.
Right in that spot where it didn't take much.
And as they kept wrecking and more cars kept coming into the crash scene, NASCAR had to throw the caution.
3 wide. You got help. A lot of help here. 2 wide. Finish. You got it.
If it's done incorrectly, there'll be a wreck.
And around they go. The 38 goes sideways. David Gilliland sideways as they come out of turn number 4. Also involved, the 22 of Logano. The 32. Multiple cars involved in this one.
You see right here, the 38's coming down to change lanes. There isn't room. He comes across the front bumper, the 15, spins him to the bottom, and it's the field very tight. You see farther back into the field, the 16 and the 10 get into the back, and the 22 spinners up across the track. And that's what happens in these tight packs. When there's a spin way up in front of the pack, everyone gets out of the gas, and it's so hard when you're only a couple feet apart. Another hard impact there with the 32 and the 38. When you're that close.
Out front of the field. You can follow Miss Sprint Cup as the big one's happening once again, coming out of turn number 4. Into the wall, Kyle Larson. Multiple cars sideways. Martin Truex Jr., a lot of damage to the front end of his car. Eric Almirola also involved. This is why.
We've seen this time and time again. The 20 tries to come down on the 5. I don't know if he actually makes contact with the 5 or just the air gets him loose. Man, and then it's just a mess, right? When you have trouble in front of that many cars, there's just nowhere to go. You see the 9 spinning, trying to avoid it. Once the smoke is that thick, there's just nowhere to go.
All these cars behind them right now, they're just trying to find somewhere to go, but there just never is. You just keep piling in. You're on the brakes. The guys behind you are running into you. You know, it's just a big. This is plate racing. This is
Dale Earnhardt Jr. to the bottom of the track. Jr. will win at Daytona, and the big one happens behind them.
Oh my God.
Of Austin Dillon into the catch fence. Thumbs going up from all the crew members, and the crowd roars. Race, but then the accident takes place behind him.
Yeah, the 11 gets kind of stuck in the middle there and comes across the 4's bumper. As he does, he spins back in, gets the 3 airborne, and he just gets projected off the other cars right up into the fence.
He went from the bottom of the racetrack over 2 rows of cars and into that catch fence.
Here we go. You can see him on the bottom. Rex starts in front. He runs in the back of the 24. Gets up on the 11. Now he's on top of the 51.5. And now it's just along for the ride.
Yeah,
watch the car stop. Watch the car stop. It gets into those poles, and it goes from, I don't know what, 180, 190 miles an hour, I'm just guessing, to a complete stop. That is unbelievable.
And it looks like a toy. That's 3,500 pounds. That stock car is extremely heavy. You see here, after he's upside down, the 2 is spinning.
Brad Keselowski being proficient at restrictor plate racing. 4 wins, and we've got trouble behind him, Rick.
Around they go.
Yeah, stay down, go up.
It looked like it was Eric Almirola that was the first to go sideways and then collecting numerous cars behind him. May have been the one of Jamie McMurray. It was a light blue car.
Jimmy comes up, and then McMurray actually comes down and gets onto the left front. It's on from there. I mean, we talked about it earlier. As soon as somebody makes a mistake and you're in this big pack of cars, you're going to take a lot of people with you. It's just how it happens. Some of these cars riding around the back actually got in the wreck as well. So one mistake by a driver, a mistake by 2.
Whoa, Kyle Busch is around.
Big wreck.
Wow. There's
Dale Jr. got involved.
Oh, Junior's in it, and Matt Kent's is.
And Ty Dillon and Eric Jones are all piled up in turn 3.
What the heck happened? All by himself.
Boy.
Oh, it just turned. I mean, that has to be a tire. There's no way that car just jumped around like that without something happening to it. I mean, he just lost. That thing just went sideways.
They were working their way through some slower traffic right here. I can't imagine that there was an arrow.
As they get the end of the back straight.
I mean, do they think it's 10 to go?
Trouble. Here we go. Here we go.
Jimmy Johnson got turned, and they pile up behind him.
14:48. I mean, the whole crowd. There's a 10. Wow. Lord have mercy.
Outside, second row.
Oh, they got 4 wide. What happened was the 1 car, he snuck to the outside of the 48, getting into turn 3, and the 6 tried to go to the inside. Just not enough room to make it 4 wide right there.
And Mike, I know you won't. The cars are the most difficult to hang on to at the end of that back straightaway. They're light right there. Any touch, any move can spin you out.
I got you. I've not only seen this, I've been a part of this. Jamie McMurray pulls this move a lot. He sticks his nose just right there on your right rear quarter panel, nudges his way in there, and makes some great moves.
On the inside, excuse me, that's game.
Oh,
big trouble.
But they wrecked. Did they not wreck?
Oh, they're wrecking. They're wrecking.
Suarez to the inside along with Newman. Cars piling up to the outside and all the way across the track.
Was that?
They're still wrecking.
Oh, McMurray's involved.
In front of him.
Oh, he tries to go to the inside, make it 3 wide.
Yeah.
Gets to the left rear bumper of the 24 of Chase Elliott, turns him down into, I think that's Michael McDowell, and that just starts a chain reaction. Boy, McMurray's just super aggressive. I don't think those Hendrick teammates are going to be real happy with him.
Wow. Oh, goodness. This is.
And the big one happens at Daytona. Kyle Busch goes around in front of 3 or 4 other cars, collecting them, and the caution comes out again.
Oh, Kyle Busch, little wiggle right there. I think he had a problem. That thing just turned around on him right in front of the field. So look at all the big impacts, all the smoke. I didn't see any contact before he went around. I saw him wiggle, and then the car turned around sideways.
Well, in front of the field was the key. This is the fear when it comes to Daytona, the accident in the middle of the pack.
This many times where he just goes to the top and everybody follows.
Oh, around goes the 4 of Kevin Harvick. Harvick spins around. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is involved. Brad Keselowski involved. Smoke coming out of the 32 of Matt DiBenedetto.
Blue tire, I'm fine.
At 190 mile an hour, you see the 4-car wiggle, turns around quickly right in front of her. No, nothing anybody can do. All the smoke, can't see. Hope you get through it.
I'm amazed more cars aren't in an accident like that, Rick, as tidily as they're.
Johnson. And now, falling back just a bit in that inside line, the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Look at the hands on A.J. Allmendinger. Up in the air goes the 42 of Kyle Larson. Caution comes out. And another contact that Kenseth hits. The one of Jamie McMurray flying down pit road.
Wow. How did he get back on the ground without flipping?
See right here, he gets down low. The 17 of Ricky Stenhouse tries to fill the upper lane. The 42 tries to block. And as you said, the 42 was destined to go airborne. The roof flaps deployed, setting the 42 back on the ground. And as that happened, the 41 of
number 22 of Logano to see if he will be penalized. Look at this! Stenhouse! He saved it!
No, Eric Jones is not going to be able to save it.
Jones did not.
Come on.
Jones, his teammate Suarez, William Byron, Jimmy Johnson are all in it along with Ty Dillon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Trevor Bayne was able to weave his way through there.
Caution. And the 88.
So the 12 of Blaney goes try to make a move on the 17 of Stenhouse. He blocks it. They make contact. Great save by Stenhouse, but so much momentum coming with the 20 of Eric Jones. When he gets into the back of the 17 of Stenhouse, his car starts going around on him.
What a shame. What a shame.
Big push coming from Elliott and Keselowski. Contact! Elliott slam into the wall.
Are you kidding me?
Danica Patrick, Casey Kane.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
You all right?
The 2's going to get to the rear bumper. He's being pushed by Truex. He gets to the rear bumper of the 9 of Chase Elliott. Last second, at least from that, big hit.
Yeah.
And, you see,
Brad Keselowski came in. They called a code word for the stop. He thought it was
into the wall. He got pushed into the wall, and now Brad Keselowski and others are sliding behind him. There goes the 38 of David Reagan making contact. Now they go into the infield grass as well.
Brad looked like he had a handful of race car. Oh, he gets a big push from the 4, and that just turned him. The 4 hit him pretty hard, and Brad just lost control of the car. Turned Brad into the outside wall really hard.
Want to peel off early if you're coming, and some of them are.
Boy, a bunch of them did, but not our leader.
Whoa! Car goes around in the trial, the spin, sliding out of control. B.J. McLeod brings out the caution. Stenhouse has wrecked on pit road with Tyler Reddick. Another car is sitting littered in the grass, and we're under caution coming into frame here at the top. And there's Tyler Reddick. All of them in their first 500 start, and it's on.
Yeah, and I just wonder if McLeod was trying to get woed up. And I think Cody Ware had no idea he was coming to pit road.
And you're right, Jimmy Johnson did get collected in that.
Benedetto!
And everybody!
Good.
Oh,
no. Are you kidding me? This is big. Wow. But it.
Boy, it just reminds me of the Clash. Same type of carnage that we saw where these cars were going everywhere. Giving a pretty nice push down the back straightaway to Benedetto. Gets to his right rear. Oh, yeah, that just starts to turn him a little bit.
Got him in the right rear.
And then he collects Menard.
Yeah.
Logano just misses it, but the whole outside lane and half the inside pile up.
And this is exactly what we were just talking about. At this stage in the race, you can start to taste victory in the Daytona 500. You want to see that checkered flag, and you'll do anything to get it, and you know you've got to be more aggressive with those bump drafts.
It looks exactly like the Clash. I mean, all those cars, third turn, all those cars wadded up, sliding up the track with sparks flying. It looked so much like the...
He's going to turn the 30. Oh, man, he almost turned the 34 of McDowell.
Great save by McDowell. Now here we go. They wrecked again.
Larson and Stenhouse. You won't believe how Ryan Preece shot the gap and got through there. I can't believe it.
Actually, this wreck ended up happening because the 17 of Stenhouse dove to the middle. There really wasn't much of a hole there. Collects Larson, the 4, knocks the 4.
Kevin Harvick,
Kevin
he goes
Harvick
up
to
the
the
hill, hits the
infield.
wall, and here comes the 13, gets into the 2, spins him around.
Earlier on, after an incident there, he's going to slowly work his way back to the front. Now
trouble, turn 1, Austin Dillon gets turned. They are tearing it up in the middle of the pack. Boyer is head on into the wall. Joey Logano spins inward. Martin Truex Jr. is in it. Kyle Busch gets nailed. Chase Elliott torn up down on the apron. A multi-car crash, 15 or more after Austin Dillon, the leader, gets turned midway between 1 and 2.
What does he do? He goes back to the bottom, or does he block the 14? The 14 makes a move. The 3 blocks. You said it time and time again. Blocking causes accidents. This is an accident at the front of the field.
Trouble.
Correct.
Here's the big one. Man.
Well, there goes half the field.
The rear bumper of the 10, he's going to push him all the way up to the 2, and they just, right before the 10 gets there, there's a little bit of movement, and that little bit of movement, when you make that much contact, turns your car right around. That's exactly what happened to Brad Keselowski and the 10 of Almirola. Hamlin, can he put the block on? Oh, car. Oh, 77.
Right behind you.
That was Ross Chastain, got down on the apron, turned him sideways up the racetrack.
Straight into Ryan Preece.
Chase Elliott involved.
Another multi-car pileup.
I knew those cars were going to stall out. You can see right there, Ryan Preece sort of pushes Chastain down onto the apron. As soon as it gets down the apron, he loses control. And heavy, heavy impact to the 22 of Logano.
Off turn 4 for the final time. Blaney to the outside, to the inside. Here comes Hamlin up the outside. Wow. Crash into the wall, into the air. Goes Newman.
Upside down.
In a shower of sparks on his roof. Ryan Newman comes across the line, 4th. And comes
turn 4, but now here comes a huge run by Ryan Blaney, being pushed by Denny Hamlin. He tries to go to the outside, then the inside. They lock bumpers and turns Ryan Newman around. Upside down he goes. Corey LaJoie coming along, making contact.
Just lifting Newman's car.
What Jones do? He helps his teammate.
Tyler Reddick out front. Now Tyler's going to try to block.
He's in the fence.
Up into the wall he goes. The 18 also in the wall. Eric Jones gets caught up in it as well. The big one does happen. The 47, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., McDowell. Austin Dillon caught up in this. That's Ryan Newman in the 6. Kurt Busch in the 1.
Side. I didn't think he was going to get clear when Jones went to help, but he did. He goes up to block into that outside line. Some contact there with the 18, both of them in the fence.
Then behind him, the 24, the 40.
Tag made again. Bubba Wallace sideways. Can he save it?
William Byron, they're ready.
Now the 22 goes around.
Hold the brake, hold the brake, hold the brake.
Oh, he's going to come out now. Big wreck behind him. Bubba Wallace got through. Tyler Reddick hard hit. Jimmy Johnson caught up in the 48.
Yeah, big damage on Jimmy's car.
Could this be it for the 7-time champion? Not making the playoffs in his final year.
Watch William Byron. So there's big contact right there with Bubba Wallace. Then William Byron through the middle. Even more contact with William Byron. I think that's where maybe the 22 car lost the right rear tire. Either that or just got turned around.
Yeah, once Joey.
Like back in your era, Jeff.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Almirola Bowman.
Oh, the 24's on his side. Remember what I said, Clint, about 21 cars? I don't know if we got there, but man, that took out a lot of race cars and a lot of great race cars in there.
I know Eric Almirola was one of the front.
To his teammate, Christopher Bell. Now that's going to get him to the rear bumper.
Big shot.
Oh,
yep.
He just got over on that right side.
I could tell you another part of that equation, Jeff. These cars, they have skew in the rear ends. That's obviously for speed and make the cars go fast, make them pull up to other cars. It's also, in my experience, makes them squirrely. When that car hits him, it pushes that car into the steer of the rear end, and it can turn you in a heartbeat.
With him, McDowell in tow, Dillon on the bottom.
The runs on top.
Oh!
Teammates.
Around they go in a hard crash. Kyle Busch.
Larson
Caution is out.
Bubba Wallace is in this. Austin Cindric, hard.
At the moment of caution.
Huge run, went for it. Joey was obviously had to block.
The question is, where did that caution come out? Chase Elliott pulls ahead of Michael McDowell.
Michael McDowell from Glendale, Arizona, for Bob Jenkins Front Row Motorsports, has won the Daytona 500.
How about that?
Man.
That's a huge win for Michael McDowell and that team. Doesn't get any bigger.
Back all evening long. Now he's trying to go up there and win the race.
The front five.
Oh, there's a big crash.
19, Mark Truex Jr. He got into the side of the 24. William Byron's in it. Landon Castle also collected up.
I was so concerned about the used tires. That actually happened in the back third. Oh, Tyler Reddick.
Tyler Reddick.
Smoke out of the back of Tyler Reddick. Huge implications for the playoffs.
Truex gets turned and gets a little bit of a bump in the right rear from the 47 car, and that turns him into the outside wall hard. Collected William Byron.
Landon Castle was having a good night. He got into it.
Top to try to block. The 21 tries to go by the 9. They make contact. The 9 into the wall. The 9 slides the 21 into the wall. He collects them in a big crash happening.
So much blocking, so much shoving. It just can't last but so long.
A huge wreck.
And how many cars are left that aren't damaged? Here we go. Lots of blocking. Just Chase Elliott moved up in front, and it just the wreck continues. And then now all these guys behind, just nowhere to go.
Have a big run.
Oh! Corey LaJoie fakes to the inside, stays to the outside. He's getting shuffled back now. It's Blaney out front.
Suarez in the middle of this.
Harvick running second. A big shove coming from the middle. Daniel Suarez in the 99. He gets turned into the 4, and they go into the wall. The next flag will end the race. And there is the caution on the backstretch.
Big run with Suarez, with Kurt Busch pushing him, and they just made contact. And
yeah, Suarez goes to the inside of the 4 car there to try to take that run that one back there.
Then he said he was just trying to learn for later.
Oh, no! Big crash on the back straightaway takes out William Byron, Kyle Busch, and Harrison Burton.
Come off the corner, the car got light exactly like I was talking about. Man, it went over too. I was right. Dang it. A lot of good cars.
There's more from an ARCA driver.
Hey NASCAR fans, I'm Amber Balkan.
Crash out of turn 4. One car got sideways into the wall, and half a dozen cars are in it. Jacques Villeneuve gets into the back of Tyler Reddick.
Tyler Reddick, he was tank swapping in front of him way before Villeneuve got there. I don't know if it did because of contact right there, but man, right in Truex's lap. I think Kurt and Joey Logano are going to be okay.
Depends how much damage is on. There's the right side tires going down on Logano when he gets to that grass and bounces through it. Same for Kurt Busch. Saw a couple of Bubba Wallace. Here comes Larson. Oh. Jammed up.
Larson had a huge run on the outside, and he was trying to slow that momentum down to get to him. But as he got to him, it kind of seemed like Kevin was having, the 17 was backing up to Kevin as well, and it just accordiated.
Yeah, the Harvick was having to slow down. Larson's got a huge run here, but
watch Kevin try to.
Kevin's got to run on the 17 at the same time, so Kevin has to check up here, and Kyle's got a ton of momentum.
Yeah, you saw Kevin kind of move to the outside, and Larson was trying to tee him up, square him up, so it was a good bump draft, and they both hit at an angle and spun him around.
And you could see how the exhaust pipes out of the 5 car. You could see where he lifted, so it wasn't like he just ran in there and plowed through.
And two cars that shoot through the middle, Kyle Busch and David Reagan in the 15.
One more inside, then you're clear low.
He moved up to square up to the 17 rather than the time as a 5 hit him. It's just a timing thing, accordioned, and away they went. Dang it, took out a lot of good ones.
Owner Cindric is going to bring them to the line way up high to block Ryan Blaney, and at the line, Cindric beats Bubba Wallace by half a car length, and they crash going into turn 1.
This race never disappoints.
No, it does not.
And David Reagan found one he couldn't miss.
Austin kind of flip-flops what we saw earlier. 43.
And around goes the 11. The 20 also around. Ryan Blaney caught up in this in the 12.
Back here, they're wrecking.
Truex
Nothing's going to hit you here.
barely working his way through there.
Did Blaney get damage here?
Yes.
Yes.
11 cars pushing the 43, just gets him loose. And then he gets very loose. Just chaos behind him. Guys trying to check up. And when you check up, you get ran into.
Second up, stay up high, go around it.
Wow.
Guys, as we saw them get rid of that Ford of Mike McDowell, the two.
Here's the big wreck right
Middle
here. The
wrecking here. Stay where you are. Stay where you are.
The 19.
Stay where you are.
Let's see if 19 gets any big damage right here so far. Doesn't look like any big hits. Oh, the right front.
Yeah, the right front fender torn off.
Reddick just clipping the back bumper of McDowell, turns him into the outside wall.
It was Ross Chastain in the one that was right behind the 19. You'll see it right here as the C's kind of part and it becomes 3 wide.
Yeah, just it's Daytona. It's that whole debate we just had. This whole
he can't get that pushed.
Into the wall he goes. And they'll collect more cars behind. The 14 stays on the ground.
Brake, hold the brake, hold the brake.
You can see it happening as he was coming around. Bubba Wallace with contact right there. Watching those guys go around turn 3 and 4. The 14's driving up the racetrack. He is sideways. He's quarter panel. Goes to 48. The 48 wants to push him, but he needs to push him in the right side. But the 14's driving up the track loose, and that offsets him the wrong way.
And that 14 car was working its way to upside down. Let's take another look at this right here. Watch when this thing gets backwards. It turns around and it climbs a long ways off the ground before it comes back down. My goodness. That thing that's scary because, listen, tipping over is bad enough, but now flipping into the grass and into traffic.
help with him.
Into the wall they go. The 11 now also caught up in it.
The whole
Haley. The 3 of Austin Dillon squeezes through. He is in front. And look at virtually the only car to clear it.
Unbelievable. I mean, there were, I'll tell you how it started, but it's like 4 or 5 things happening all at once. When we pick it up, you've got 2 or 3 cars sideways from multiple types of contact.
I was with you, and when we started there, I saw 2 cars sideways. I think we're going to try it a little bit earlier. Let's take a look from the 3 right here. I want to know how he gets through it because he's the only one on the apron.
Still 3 bottom. Wrecking. Stay bottom. Stay bottom. Keep coming. Keep coming. Way bottom. Easy, easy. Bottom, bottom, bottom. Good. Keep coming. Keep coming.
Camera's pretty clear. Let's watch this right here. The 17 and Busch are trying to go into the middle there on the 31, on the 16. The 99 just loses it. Denny wrecks.
Well, the 31 just lost it too by himself in that top lane.
I wonder if it was rain.
Well, yeah, I mean, both leaders are in clean air. They both
Outside. A little bit of gap here. Kevin closes in, contact with the 45. That's what also catches the 12.
And then it's on.
Yeah, it didn't take much. It looked like Tyler was having trouble holding on to it, and as soon as that Ford got back to his bumper in the corner, make quick time of them when they catch him. Oh, they're wrecking.
Big wreck.
That's a product of catching those cars. Make them also. You can see the pipes and the 2 car. He was lifting hard, stacks them up behind them. McDowell gets in the back of Priest, turns him around, the rest is history. But I take it back to Gregson. You see that lap car that they were going around. Always movement like that creates them. 2 Chevrolets behind you. Getting stacked up on the inside. Not at all. Here comes Stenhouse. Big shove by Larson.
And around goes the 3. Crash in turn 3.
That fast. Unbelievable.
And that will decimate roughly half the remaining field.
We always say it cautions.
Christopher Bell drops in, and Dillon may have got a shot from William Byron. Maybe not. Not sure from that angle, but up he went and down he came.
Dillon got in the back of Busch and had to check up. When he did, it stacked William and everybody up behind him. They turned him.
Well, good. You got the help.
Larson tried to go to the middle. Oh, he got turned.
Larson Pastrana in the fence. We are still green. No, the caution is out.
It comes from the 5. When the 5 moved up to try to go around him and lost that momentum, that gets the 5 in trouble. Here comes the energy. Bell filled that void, gives him a big shot. 5 gets turned around. Look, right.
Christopher Bell, the 20 car on the outside, Rick.
Yeah, the back end. Oh, into the wall hard goes Ryan Blaney off the nose of Ty Gibbs, and the big one happens behind him.
So many of these wrecks right there. I'll be honest, I was watching that 54. He had a little bit of a wiggle before the push. If we slow it down, I saw that car just wiggle just a little bit before. It's hard to tell right there that there's like a little bit of a kind of a move where the car looks like it's getting uncomfortable and out of control. Massive.
Huge hit.
Massive
Ryan
hit.
Blaney.
You saw that wall. That wall deflected, did a great job. But look at all the damage. That is a massive impact.
Have separated themselves. A big push coming now for Harvick.
Oh,
and around goes a couple cars. Preece upside down. He's barrel rolling through the grass. Ryan Preece upside down in the infield.
Down the back straightaway, he makes a move or gets help from behind, and the car goes into the infield air. It just lifts right up off the ground. Violent wreck. It's a push from the 43 car, and it's airborne. I mean, I thought that maybe it hit, you know, the road course, or on the road course, the kink lifted that car, but it was just traveling so fast.
It happened right when it got in the grass. As soon as it got in the grass, that's when it started to lift. And then this is just violent. I mean, look at this car. That is just amazing that something that weighs over 3,500 pounds get in the air like that.
It looks like a toy car flying through the air. But as you mentioned, Jeff, 3,500 pounds. Such a violent accident for Ryan.
Oh, crash! 2 cars slam together, and Harrison Burton takes a wild ride through the grass and up into more traffic, gets tagged, turned around, and 5 cars are in it. Ryan Preece.
I think he missed that inside wall.
To John Hunter Nemechek on the outside of Burton, the green and white car, and Brad Keselowski and he make contact.
Keselowski got to his rear bumper, just took a little bit of a love tap, turned him sideways, kind of looked to me like he was on the left corner of that bumper, turned him right down into Harrison Burton.
Well, and it's just what we were.
Now Logano the outside. They can't get around.
Whoa! Keselowski gets turned by William Byron. Blaney gets caught up. Gilliland, Truex, Hamlin, and more.
All those Fords were struggling to get around Chastain. Who could get around and get that clean air track position?
And you see Alex Bowman up the racetrack, and then they start zigging and zagging here. And
well, obviously, William Byron and Bowman, that's where it ended up. But the movement from the 6 and the 22, jockeying for position, trying to outduel one another to that position of passing Chastain, that's what stacked all those guys up and got them in trouble. Those guys were going for it. Chastain was holding them up. You saw the 6 go to the bottom. You saw the 22 go to the outside. And unfortunately, those guys behind him.
This gives you a much better view right there. You see the 24 car just being pushed, and sometimes you're not aligned, and you know you're not lifting, and that car gets to moving around, and you hope it works out, and it just didn't work out right here.
We saw this same scenario playing out at the duels the other night when Blaney got in a wreck.
Chastain leading the outside lane.
1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank, and away they go. That is Cindric into Chastain and up into traffic.
Did they complete that lap? Did before him.
And the Daytona 500.
Race winner will be the 24. We'll need the 24 to start finish line.